Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. Take a look at this photo right here. Sununu vetoes 3 gun bills, citing New Hampshire's culture of responsible gun ownership, individual freedom. Governor says bill would not solve national issue or prevent violence by evil people. Governor Chris Sununu on Friday vetoed 3 bills that advocates said would have added common sense protection for Granite Staters against gun violence, but opponents said would have done nothing to stop mass shootings and would have infringed on the constitutional rights of citizens. Sununu vetoed House Bill 109, which closes the so-called gun show loophole and requires background checks for virtually all commercial firearms sale or transfers. House Bill 514, which requires a 3-day waiting period before the purchase and delivery of a firearm, and House Bill 564, which prohibits carrying a firearm on school property. New Hampshire is one of the safest states in the nation, and we have a long and proud tradition of responsible firearm ownership. Our laws are well crafted and fit our culture of responsible gun ownership and individual freedom, Sununu wrote in a single veto message on all 3 bills. The vetoes come less than a week after mass shootings killed more than 30 people in Texas and Ohio. The timing further fueled the outrage of supporters of the bills on an issue that sparks strong emotions on both sides under ordinary circumstances. President Donald Trump, hours before the Sununu vetoes, told reporters in Washington that he supports common sense and meaningful background checks without being specific. But he said he wanted to check with the National Rifle Association. But Sununu wrote, these 3 bills would not solve our national issue, nor would they prevent evil individuals from doing harm, but they would further restrict the constitutional rights of law-abiding New Hampshire citizens. Our focus as a nation must be on addressing the root cause of hate and violence, Sununu wrote. Here in New Hampshire, we have taken multiple steps to address our mental health needs and to build a more welcoming and tolerant state. He cited the creation of a school safety task force rebuilding our state's mental health system, including the largest investment of our resources in decades. Sununu cited his establishment of a Governor Advisor Council on Diversity and Inclusion and the creation of a civil rights unit in the Attorney General's office to step up precaution of hate crimes, adding that taken together, we are taking steps to ensure the safety of our citizens is prominent. The governor cited Part 1, Article 2 of the New Hampshire Constitution, which states all persons have the right to keep and bear arms in defense of themselves, their families, and their property, and the state. This language provides what many believe to be more expensive legal protections for gun ownership than the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution, he wrote. Bills passed the Democrat-controlled House and Senate mostly along party lines. The legislature will likely meet next week to address all of the governor's vetoes, but since overrides are unlikely, since 2/3 majorities are required. Senate President Donna Susie, Democrat of Manchester, signed off on the bills on Monday, sending them to Sununu, who had 5 days to act. Susie made it clear in a statement Monday her timing was meant to emphasize what she views as a need for further gun-related restrictions in memory and honor of more than 30 people killed by gun violence this weekend. She called the bills common sense prevention measure that will save lives. Why in the world would we possibly wait any longer? Saucy said. After the veto, Saucy said, since there have been more mass shootings than days this year, our thoughts and prayers are empty gestures without the courage and conviction to act to prevent further tragedies. That's why it is so deeply disappointing that in the midst of a national crisis and in the wake of 2 mass shootings, Governor Sununu is holding New Hampshire back from making progress on gun violence prevention. Senator Martha Hennessy, Democrat of Hanover, sponsored the bill that would have outlawed guns on school grounds. Unfortunately, Governor Sununu is once again standing with the NRA to determine of public safety, Hennessy said, just days before a visit from President Trump, whose racist rhetoric is spurring violent action. Governor Sununu refused to take action to prevent gun violence, but chose instead to scapegoat people who experience mental illness and downplay the common demeanor in these mass shootings, easy access to firearms, and appears corporate lobbyists and campaign donors. New Hampshire deserves better. But House Republican leader Richard Hinch of Londonderry said, with Sununu saying in a statement, New Hampshire is constantly ranked as one of the safest states in the nation. The vast majority of gun owners in New Hampshire are honest, law-abiding citizens. These bills are unnecessary attempt to solve a problem that doesn't exist in our state. This extensive government overreach has the potential to make criminals out of responsible gun owners. Had these bills become law, they would have done nothing to intervene the concerns of the bill's prominence, and I support the decision of Governor Sununu to veto them, he said. And that does it for my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another news report. Good night and bye.